What's going on, guys? This is Chris from the Boys Podcast, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite childhood films when I was growing up. And it's crazy about this film. I'll bring it up to friends and colleagues, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. It's kind of like when I bring up cow and chicken.
Mama had a chicken. Mama had a cow. Dad was proud. He didn't care how. Cow. Chicken.
Like, they're like, what the fuck is cow and chicken? I've never heard of that. But it's crazy because, like, who didn't watch cow and chicken growing up? Just like Beavis and Butthead, you know? But anyways, guys, let's go back into the story here. I want to talk about one of my favorite childhood films growing up, and very inspirational film, and I'm talking about Indian in the Cupboard. The Indian in the Cupboard. The story revolves around Omri, a shy 9-year-old boy who receives a mysterious cupboard as a gift from his brother and a small plastic Indian figure from his best friend Patrick. When Omri locks a toy Indian inside the cupboard with a special key, something magical happens. The toy comes to life. The Indian named Little Bear is an 18th century Iroquois man from the French and Indian War era. As Omri learns to interact with Little Bear, he discovers the challenges and benefits of having a living, breathing person from a different time and culture in this modern world. Their unlikely friendship is built on mutual fascination, with Omri learning about Little Bear's culture and past. As the story unfolds, Omri decides to bring other toys to life, including a cowboy named Boone, which leads to unexpected adventures and cultural clashes. The film explores themes of childhood innocence, cultural identity, and the power of imagination, highlighting the importance of empathy, understanding, and friendship across cultures. This film is fantastic, and it warmed my heart as a kid, and it still warms my heart every time I watch it today. I absolutely love this film, and what I love about this film, what makes it so wonderful, not only just the storyline, not the plot that is so wonderfully written, but how all ages can enjoy this movie. And all ages will see this movie in a different light and grab different meanings to different things. That's how powerful this movie is when you really dive in depth and see what this film was really about. It's such a wonderful film that gives you lots of ideas, culture shocks, teaches you a lot of stuff, and it really grips you in certain different ways, and everyone sees this movie differently from how wonderful the storyline is. But the premise of this movie is what gripped me as a kid that made me love it. The premise of getting a cupboard for your birthday. No kids would ever want a cupboard for your birthday, but finding the right key for it and unlocking it, and finding out that it can bring your figures, your action figures to life was incredible. And I couldn't get the concept out of my head that this cabinet, this cupboard could bring toys to life. That's like every kid's dream. It's incredible. That's why I fell in love with this movie. And growing up, we're prone to love ninjas and knights and dragons and fantasy, and who doesn't love good old cowboys and Indians? And you know, during the movie, Omri brings, you know, the gift that Patrick gave him, his best friend, a native Indian, to life that his name is Little Bear. And Little Bear and Omri get this cultural exchange as it explores the differences and similarities between modern society, 18th century Native American cultures and understandings and traditions, which as a kid is so unique, so fascinating when you're watching a man who was a toy, you know, explaining his cultures and values to Omri, who's understanding but not understanding because he wants to bring more stuff back to life. This is what you want to do when you get a magic cupboard. It's insane, and that's what I wanted to do. That's why I love this movie so much, because I love nothing more than playing with my wrestling toys growing up. And my wrestling toys were everywhere, everything to me. I took those fucking things everywhere. And because of this movie, I know it's funny, my parents had, a makeup cabinet. My mother had a makeup cabinet, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be able to bring my toys to life. And I remember going up there and putting Stone Cold and The Rock in there and shutting it. And I was praying, I'm like, oh, when I open this, if these toys are alive, this is gonna be amazing. And I opened it, and I was disappointed. I totally was disappointed. And I still believe to this day that it would have worked if I would have had a nice old key to lock it. But we didn't have the key. So that's why my toys didn't come to life. But getting back to the movie, getting the culture exchange from Little Bear to Omri, the film explores the differences and similarities between the modern society and 18th century Native American culture, promoting understanding and appreciation. And what comes with appreciation is during the movie we get to see some scenes that melt your heart. And there's a classic saying in the comic universe, with great power comes great responsibility. And Omri learns this when he's bringing this general to life. And when he brings him to life, the general dies. And it could be from anything. We can use our imaginations. Obviously, it's probably a shock to, open up and see a giant and he dies of shock. It could even be airborne illness. Imagination, it could be anything at this point because he just dropped dead. And Little Bear explains to him, like, this is not a joke. Like, you took me from my home. I was with my son. I was teaching him how to hunt. I was teaching him how to be a man. And you took me from that. And Omri starts to learn, like, hey, this isn't a joke. Fun doesn't equal happiness all the time. And it even gets better when they bring a cowboy to life. And we get the cowboy versus Indian rivalry. But then we start to see that can collide where Boone is injured and Little Bear and Omri bring a medic to help them, and then they become great friends. So with this movie, it's so heartwarming, it's wholesome. The friendship Omri and Little Bear, their bond is sweet and genuine, showing the power of friendship across cultures and time. This is a fantastic film, great movie for anybody of all ages, and I'm shocked that a lot of people haven't seen it. It's fucking phenomenal. It totally blows my mind that this movie's gone under the radar for the premise of the movie and how great it is, that I'm shocked that a lot of people haven't seen. I'm actually surprised. I recently just learned that this movie was an adaptation of a book from the 80s. So it's kind of weird. I want to go get the 80s version of the book and read it, but I'm in this boat where, like when I watched Harry Potter. I watched the Harry Potter movies and then read the first book recently, actually. And I was like, wow, the movie actually did the book justice. And I've heard a lot of Harry Potter fans tell me, no, that only in books 1 and 2, they do justice. And then going forward, it doesn't follow the book at all. And I was kind of happy with Ready Player One that I had read the book so many years before the movie came out. And the movie changed a lot of adaptations in it, obviously, with copyright and all that. It's understandable, but it would have been cool to see Ultraman. So I don't know if I should jump into the book because I don't want the movie and book to be different and be like, I don't know which one I like. I wish they would have did this. And I don't want to see the movie in a different light because it's my childhood memory and a great fucking film that I absolutely love. And who doesn't love the scene? He opens up the cover, and then I remember seeing a dinosaur and Darth Vader in there, and I was like, oh my god, if I could only bring my wrestling toys to life, and I'll just watch them fight, and I'll be fucking JR and King and just announcing fucking my wrestling toys fighting. But guys, what do you think? If you love the movie, have you read the book? And should I read the book if you read it? But is it worth it? So guys, please check out this hidden gem. It's such a classic movie that the whole family will enjoy, and you'll get different aspects that make you feel certain ways, and you'll get to learn a lot of culture and history. It's a fantastic film, and I'm talking about Indian in the Cupboard. Check it out, and I will see you next time for another episode.
little bear. Miko.